Hello and welcome to the latest This is the Music Meets podcast. I'm delighted to be joined by rising Salford indie rock trio, The Heights. Over today's podcast, we're going to discuss the band's debut single, Nowwhere, the band's second single, Go, and answer questions as well from followers on social media. John, Brandon, and Ted, welcome along to the This is the Music Meets podcast. How are you all doing today?
Fine, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad at all. Yeah, obviously, really enjoying the music that you guys have put out.
Thanks
Or
a lot.
first
Thank
single,
you.
and obviously luckily enough, I've heard the second one. And obviously enjoying the scene, kind of like in general, and sort of talking about. Then obviously you guys, obviously first single came out in December, so you're sort of fairly new, really, on the new music scene. So kind of like then, how do you know each other, and how did you come together to form in the band?
Well, yeah, um, well, basically, because obviously, you probably know that I did a bit of solo stuff before the band.
Yeah,
Well, listen up music.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I was doing this gig with them basically, and Rick, who was organising it, he works with Ted's dad, and then kind of got us in touch, and then came over for a practice, and then he was, kind of just playing with me, and it was duo, and then I met Brandon at this old lady's tea party that I was playing at just for our grandma's, and his grandma forced him to play piano and like Coldplay and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Brandon.
Great stuff. And kind of like then, like where did the band's name come from? Does it mean something like from is it like a place or something in Salford? Obviously, living down south, I've got no idea whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just a street that, yeah, near us. It's called Earlham's of the Height, so we just made it shorter.
Oh, okay. So is that kind of like where like you sort of hang out, I don't know, play football or something like that at all, or is it just you just liked it because it was a cool sounding name?
Yeah, I just thought it was because a lot of the band names now they're pretty. I mean, I'm not. I don't have a problem with it. It's just a lot of band names now are pretty like they're kind of a bit hard to remember, and that's a pretty easy one. So yeah,
Absolutely, and very memorable
yeah,
as well. So, Brandon, I'll come to you on this one. Obviously, your debut single, "Nowhere," came out in late December, and obviously it's had a fantastic reaction to it. Kind of like, did you ever think, when you were putting it out, that you was going to get such a great reaction to what you've had?
Um, no, actually. In just a few days, a few days, I got 1,000 views on Spotify,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been great, and I hope it's got the same for Go and Control. Wait, should we talk about Control?
no,
Oh,
Yeah, you
never
can now.
mind.
That's great.
shut up, Brandon.
And obviously, Brandon, there obviously, as Ted just said, there obviously the new single is coming out. Well, it's going to be this Saturday. Obviously, it's called Go.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys obviously have very kindly let me have an early listen to it. It's another fantastic song. So,
Thanks.
kind of like, what
Thank
can
you.
you tell us about this song in terms of, kind of like where did you record it? And is it got any sort of like meaning behind the song at all?
Uh, I mean, from my view of it, I'd just say it's a bit of a kind of basically the Lathams meets the Height, pretty much. It's pretty Lathamsy. It's got a bit of a Jonny Marr kind of thing to it at the start. That's all
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. We recorded it at the same studio we recorded Nowhere, so it's quite, yeah, that's good. It's Studio One.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is that in Salford, or is that in a little bit
Yeah,
further out, or
it's in Manchester.
in
Yeah,
Manchester?
That's
yeah.
local.
Strange Ways Prison.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's right
around the
next.
corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ah, right. So you weren't kept inside afterwards.
Oh,
yeah,
So, obviously, as you guys know, or hopefully anyway, that obviously we this is the music like to try and shine a light on new bands like yourselves that are obviously trying to make their way on the scene. So, kind of like over the last, we'll say, sort of like 12 months or so. What sort of bands have you been listening to, or have you got any bands that you'd recommend, for listeners to keep an eye out for this year?
Um, I'll, I'll start off with me. I think probably the past maybe um, let's say past 6 months, it's been a lot of the um Smiths are obviously my favorite band, but I think I've been listening to a lot of the Sea Horses lately, and like Chris Elm and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I love them. Yeah, yeah, and who else? Supergrass, their debut album's great. And a lot of the Beach Boys as well, because my dad recommended Pet Sounds to me last year about in about November. He just said like it's the greatest album of all time, and I'm obsessed with like God Only Knows and
I don't blame you. It's a
just look,
great,
yeah,
great
just
tune.
look, yeah, just love the key changes in it. Like, yeah, like my favorite part of it is when he says "If you should ever leave me" and the key kind of changes and like the full orchestra
Yeah,
comes in. Yeah, love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And how about you, Ted?
I'm a massive Oasis fan, so I love Oasis, and I've been listening to quite a lot of the Stone Roses stuff. So yeah, I enjoy all that type of stuff. I just have it on repeat all the time.
Yeah, great choices. And how about you, Brandon?
Um, I've not really got like an
It's really
indie inspiration. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like different genres. But I am a big fan of the Smiths, and
yeah.
a good band that we watched live called The Chase, up and coming.
Yeah,
yeah.
Smiths.
I love that.
So,
Love
yeah,
that. And as you say there, yeah, the Chase are obviously a fantastic new band as
yeah.
well
They
and
gave
things.
us sorry to interrupt, but they gave us their we were talking to them after, and they gave us their CD of their EP. Yeah,
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're a great set of lads,
yeah.
Chase, and I'm sure you'd agree that they are a brilliant like live band as well. Really know how
Oh
to
yeah,
get
Yep.
yeah,
get the crowd bouncing,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think as you've just said there with the CD, I think that they're very appreciative as well of people coming down and
Oh yeah, yeah.
showing the support. So we kind of like mentioned it before we started the show, and I've got to ask. Obviously, John, you were featured today in the Manchester Evening News. So kind of like
Yeah.
then, can you just tell everybody why?
Well, basically, when it was start, yeah. So, last year in about, don't know, it was like November.
Yeah,
Jonny Marr sent this thing out, and he's my favorite. Like, he's my absolute hero, Jonny Marr. And it was
yeah,
for Salford musicians basically. And it was like, yeah, it was um. So basically, you could apply for a year's financial support off Jonny Marr. I said 1 grand for the year, and you could like do it for lessons or whatever, just
yeah,
progression really. Yeah, and it was also merging with Salford Foundation, and obviously I live in Salford, yeah. So, and I think it was like kind of merged with the Smiths and Salford Lads Club and that. Um, so yeah, and me and my mum literally saw it on Manchester Evening News like about
yeah.
8 minutes after 8 minutes after it got published, and I was like, let's get on this. Yeah, she thought, oh, this is like the best opportunity I could get this. And yeah, and anyway, so I kind of got interest off Salford Foundation off it, and then it was a few emails, and I'd rushed the first email with like whatever I could get, so I just did it myself, and I kind of messed it up a bit, and so they asked for us to do it again because you know, th- thanks to them, they still kind of had hope in me, and yeah, so I did it again. This time with my dad.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just so yeah, and luckily it kind of got through. And yeah, and then I went for a meeting with them one time. Because they just asked to come over for a meeting. And I thought they were doing that with everyone, but yeah, it turned out they'd come to basically have a chat with us about what we're doing for it, and then basically say I've got it. So
Wow,
yeah,
fantastic! And you met John as well. He did an in-store record signing as well for his last album. Have I got that right as well?
yeah, it was in February last year. It was a few days after me. So I played Oldham Street before we were called the Height.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just went to pick yeah, just line up for 3 hours with my mum, pick a lyric cards. Yeah, just to
Oh,
get a 2 minute chat with Jonny Marr and a signed record. And I didn't actually have a record player then. It was just when he signed the album, and I thought, well, let's play it, and that's how I got into vinyl. And it's back there.
oh, brilliant,
Yeah.
fantastic stuff. Well, I mean, memories that are clearly going to last,
Oh yeah.
last a lifetime. Obviously, to meet him, and don't need to say, what a great guitarist he
Oh yeah,
is.
he's amazing.
So we're going to throw some quick fire questions at you now. So just jump in at any point. So we're kind of like going to put together like a hypothetical like little mini music festival
Cool.
that you guys are kind of like organising for us. So the Height are on the bill. So the first
Headline our support.
well, this is for you guys to decide. You can decide wherever you want to fit into this festival.
Right.
So the first thing, we're going to pick the venue. So what venue? Any venue, where you'd love to maybe play.
Does it have to be one we've played, or one we'd like to play?
Either. If you want to be one that you want to play, then yeah, go for it.
All right. What we're doing?
I think we should do a festival.
Yeah, let's do a festival. Outside or a venue?
Outside.
Yeah.
Sure. What park? I'd say Nebworth Park, me.
Yeah.
Or Hay Hall. Hay Hall's really good. What you saying?
Yeah, we'll go with Hay Hall if you want to. Yeah.
Sure. What
Yeah.
do you say, Brandon?
I was gonna say Beale Hill, but we'd probably get stabbed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll go there with the Hay Hall. So okay, so as I say, we're gonna pick the bands that are gonna play. So we're gonna have, including you guys, we're gonna pick 3 other bands, obviously giving us a total of 4. So kind of like you obviously need to pick your other 3 bands, and whereabouts the Height are gonna feature on the bill. Are you gonna headline, or are you gonna come on?
Should we just go for headline?
You're going to go headlining, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so who's going to be the other bands on the bill?
I think we should have the lottery winners.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Yeah, great band.
Means I'd sell them at the Alba Hall in Manchester. Yeah, it was great.
That was
In
great.
fact, it was the day we released Nowhere. That it was a bit,
yeah.
bit of a celebration, basically.
Okay, so we've got the lottery winners. Who are your other 2 bands?
I was thinking we could make this really unfair and do the biggest bands in the world supporting us. Be like,
yeah, you can go. Yeah, go for it.
sure. Let's just the biggest bands that we love. Like
Yeah.
I say, I put the Smiths in after lottery winners. So we've got the lottery winners in the Smiths.
Okay.
What's Brandon saying?
I don't know if Slipknot would want to turn up, but
Who cares? It's not.
yeah, go on then.
Well, we might hold you to this now, John. Get it all together.
Is it just 3 bands, or could we do more than 3?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, pick another couple. We'll say 2. We'll say 2 more bands.
Are we allowed to have Oasis before they broke up?
Yeah, we can get them back specially for this gig if you want.
Which period?
Yeah,
90s or 2000s?
Well, I guess you've got to have them at their absolute peak, I guess, haven't you? So you'd have to say the 90s, wouldn't you?
Let's go for just after they've done Man and Glory, when they've done their best 2 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One more.
Okay. I know it's a really harsh, it's ridiculous, but I'd say the Beatles.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to pick anyone, you've got to pick them, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've just been listening to them loads lately, and amazing. yeah. I know they get loads of attention, but you've got to, like, they were amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we've just to confirm then we're going to be playing at Hyde Hall, and we've got Slipknot, we've got the Smiths, we've got Oasis, the Beatles, and we've got the Height topping the bill. I'm sure that would be a
Yeah.
fantastic little mini festival there.
A lot of winners.
Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes, of course. Sorry. Yes, and the lottery winners. Sorry, guys. Oh, oh dear. and and talking of live music, obviously you guys played your first gig of 2023 in Manchester on Friday night, which was raising money for the Christie Charitable Fund. So obviously it looked like it was a great lineup that were there with you guys. So kind of like how was it for you?
Yeah, I loved it really. I mean, because I'm not, and just before I say this, I'm not slacking off any of the other gigs we've done because they've all been great. But as a band, it was our first proper venue gig. That was actually that wasn't like a pub or something. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
what, yeah. Was
yeah,
for all three of us because me and John have played at Academy 3 before.
yeah,
But this was the first
yeah,
proper venue as a band. Yeah.
yeah. So that was great, and yeah, and yeah, it was great. Yeah, and I think um yeah, I think it was really, it was great, really, because as a band, we've never actually experienced like a proper sound guy, or,
Right. Okay. Right.
and like a sound like a problem with the sound because when we were doing Anthem X, my guitar stopped working, so like he had to run on the stage and like yeah, rock star now, aren't I? An actual gig,
Absolutely.
yeah, an actual gig, we'd have to stop the song, but no, just keep on playing, let somebody else deal with it.
Yeah,
Great.
that's it, definitely. And kind of like, have you guys got any sort of more plans for you mentioned in there that maybe playing in sort of like, you know, more like established music venues? Is that sort of like the plan for the rest of this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have. I mean, hopefully, yeah. We are organising a bit of a support slot with another band. Yeah, yeah. Don't want to
Yeah.
leak it, but it's small. Yeah, I don't want to leak it, but it's small talk, basically. Yeah,
Yeah. No,
supporting them.
wow, exciting. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be brilliant.
we're supporting them
Fantastic.
at Oldham Street, so that'll be good. Um, me and Ted have played there before, so that'll be great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've got a physical EP coming out in February, hopefully. Because there's a record shop called Vinyl Revival in Manchester,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're doing a bit of an EP with them, basically, where they and that's going to be a charity thing with two charities. Yes, yeah, so be pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, it sounds like a
Yeah.
really sort of exciting sort of few months, especially you saying there in particular, like with the vinyl as well, because I'm sure that, well, sorry, physical release, I should say, sorry. I'm
CD.
sure there'll be a lot of, hey, doesn't matter. It's all about getting the name out there and
Oh no, yeah.
stuff really for you guys to be sort of, looking back on in years ahead. And I'm probably speaking from sort of myself really more than anything, but I think there'll be quite a few people that will be really keen on getting that. I would have imagined. So as you guys know, we obviously, or you guys actually, I should say, put a question out to the to followers on social media to get them to come in and put some questions together for today's show.
Great.
So massive thanks to everyone that took the time to put in some questions for us. It is really, really appreciated. So the first question has come from the Heights superfan and all-round legend Mark, who wanted to
Of
know:
course.
do you have any hopes or plans to add any more members, to the band in the near future, or are
I
you
mean,
quite happy as staying as just a free piece?
I mean, we have chatted about maybe getting a lead guitarist because I can't solo because we've now got another guitarist.
Right.
Yeah, so it definitely enhanced the sound. There is a lot we've thought of asking, but I don't know really. Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be great to get another member. I think yeah, who knows for 2023.
Yeah. Oh, exciting! Great stuff.
I mean, look at Marseille. Sorry to interrupt, but I mean, look at Marseille. They've got a fifth member now.
Yeah,
So
well, they would, how they've expanded pretty rapidly, and I think, as you've just said, I think that definitely would enhance the sound of the band as well, especially like playing live and stuff. So, next question has come from Ruth, and she would like to know, who are your musical idols and why?
I'll start. Probably my top three would be Jonny Marr, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah.
God, put me on the spot here. It's hard to pick. I'm just looking at my record collection. Alex Turner.
I can see a poster there of Liam G. So I'm guessing he must be sort of pretty high up on the list.
Yeah, as a performer, yeah. So that's my third. I'll do one last one. I'd say J-Bug. J-Bug.
Great stuff. And how about you, Ted?
So obviously I'm a drummer, so my Eric Moore is a massive influence to me because I've always wanted to drum like him.
Yeah.
But I've had personal influence from Ralph Roll as he's given me lessons previously. So it's nice, to they influence me a lot. So yeah.
Wow, two great names there. And
Yeah.
and how about you, Brandon?
I like Mark King from Level 42,
Yeah.
and I've recently found the band that I like called Rush, and it's got a good bass player in that. So
Is that Geddy Lee?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Hey, some great heroes in there and idols, and I think that there'll be quite a few people actually that share many of them influences, obviously that you guys do. And the last question that we got sent in was from Paul Davies, and he asked, "Where do you see yourselves in 5 years' time?"
Go on, Sad.
Making it big. Well, no, in 5 years' time, I reckon we'll be doing big festivals, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
And we'll have quite a few songs released, perhaps an album.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's just getting into the bigger venues and releasing more things. So yeah, that's where I think we'll be.
Let's say sorry, carry on.
If we keep trying hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, that's it. I love that ambition there. And if you had a musical time machine, what era of music would you like to be transported back to?
I'll start. Don't know. Probably. I'd say.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that before, but I don't know. Probably. Yeah. I'd say. Yeah. I'd say 1985. I'd get in there and then go to the 90s. That'd be great.
I love that too. So we got the 90s there from you, Brandon. We got the 90s as well, John, and with the 85. And Ted, how about yourself?
I think it's the same for me. That's only because my mum loves the 90s. Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. Lads, that is the end of the This Is The Music Meets podcast. Thanks very much for coming on. I've really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
Nice actually.
Thank you very much.
To get to know you three a little bit more. And as I said at the start, thank you as well for choosing us to be the first ever podcast that you've done. I really appreciate it.
That's fine.
But kind of like just before you do go, for those that maybe haven't come across you yet, can you just let everyone know what social media platforms they can find you on?
It's at the Hype Band on Twitter. I think it's at the Hype Band _, at the Hype _band on Insta, and that's it pretty much. Yeah, and then we've got a YouTube channel which we haven't really posted much on. But we'll definitely get more to it. Yeah. That's hopefully, yeah.
Great stuff. Well, we'll put the links to the social media accounts, and obviously you are on Spotify as well, so we'll put them all in the episode bio as well. And obviously, as we mentioned in today's episode, the Heights' second single "Go" is due to be released on the 4th of February, and it will be available on all streaming platforms, as we just mentioned. If you can't wait until Saturday, then the Height very, very kindly let us play the song back on our radio show, which you can listen back on the This Is The Music Spotify page, or tune in to Future Hits Radio this Thursday, and we'll be giving it another spin. So yeah, 2 opportunities there if you can't wait, as I say. And all that leaves me to say is thanks for everyone for listening to the This Is The Music Meets The Heights podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss out on any brand new episodes. And if you are loving the podcast, show us some love by giving us a 5-star rating and written review, as it really does help the artists that we interview to be discovered. The Height, thanks again for coming on. I really enjoyed it. Obviously wish you all continued success with what you're doing. I think there's a lot of love for you guys across Twitter that you've seen, and other social media platforms as well. So keep it going, and thanks for coming on, and thanks to everyone for listening. We will see you all again very, very soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.